Okay folks, I just thought I'd show you the view from my window. It's about 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning and it is cold. So I got my hat on, so I just got out of the shower and you can hear all the seagulls. Today I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do with this exhibition. So let's get a cup of tea and get to it then. Hi folks, and welcome to part one of my exhibition journal. As I said, it's a Sunday. Normally this is my day. I get to do artwork as best I can. I don't have to worry about my day job as a teacher, a lecturer. So today I'm trying to figure out what it is I want to do, and I'm going to be using today to really go over what I need to consider about this exhibition. So you can see I'm starting here by trying to type up a pros and cons list and all sorts of other stuff. Not having much luck on the computer, so I decided to turn to paper. But ultimately I've just got too much stuff just buzzing around my head, so I decided that the best course of action is to go for a walk and really think about what I need to do. I'm very lucky where I live, in that literally about 3 minutes walk from my door is an absolutely lovely coastal walk around Douglas Head. And I've decided just to show you what's that like. It's a walk I quite often make, just to show you people who don't live on the Isle of Man how beautiful our island is. And I often use this walk just to clear my head, think about how I'm going to go about things. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I think I've worked out there are two main categories of things I need to think about, and the first of those is exhibition considerations, which is something, you know, it's been a long time since I've done an exhibition. It's been 5 years, and I'm going to treat this like a brand new opportunity. You know, I'm not going to try and retread the same thing I've already done. So what I need to consider is, first of all, time scale. The show is due to open in October, so assuming that's the 1st of October, that gives me about 8.5 months, given that we're slap bang in the middle of January. Another thing I need to consider is, do people still want to see my work in an exhibition? We all consume media in different ways now, so is an exhibition still valid? That's something I need to think about. I also need to COVID proof it a little bit if we are still in the midst of the pandemic. You know, how do I put on an exhibition that people can see but can't get to? Maybe I could do a book or an online thing, who knows. The third thing I need to consider is that the show needs to be commercial. I am not a wealthy man. I do need to make money out of this. You know, I need to cover, at the very least, cover the costs of what it's going to cost to frame it, and other things. And of course there are other things that, you know, I know the gallery will be keen on, which is making prints and maybe small press books or things like that. Another thing I think is worth thinking about in regards to an exhibition is what do I want to say? Which is a big question. Do I do what I always do, which is what most of the work on this channel has been about, which is I tend to take an idea or a whimsical thought or something that annoys me and I turn it into a painting or a drawing or something like that. Do I want to do that? That's what I've done with almost every exhibition I've ever done. I could think of a concise narrative, as in, you know, one image leads to another image, which leads to another image, which could be presented in an exhibition, and also a book, which kind of would help me out with the COVID proofing and the rest of it. Do I want to create my own world that a lot of the characters I illustrate live in? You know, that could be quite interesting. Or I've done a lot of work on Manx folklore. I've just, as you'll see, you know, I've just walked around our lovely Manx scenery. You know, do I want to do some work with that? And the last thing which is worth considering, and I think if you're doing an exhibition for the first time, is think about how much work you need to fill the space comfortably, you know, with enough space for each piece to breathe. So it'll be dependent on my theme. whether it's a book or what, and the mediums and the size. But if I go by normal, it's between 40 and 60 artworks I need to fill that space. So I feel like I've got a lot to consider in regards to the exhibition. So if I can ever find my keys out of my pocket, I am going to head back to the studio and start seeing if I can answer some of those questions. Okay, I think it's also good to look at, whenever possible, look at work you've done in the past. So fortunately, my colleague and friend Gary Myers filmed my last exhibition opening 5 years ago. So with his permission, I'll show you that video and I can sort of talk over how I feel about it, how I think that exhibition went, how the work was received, sales, how the gallery felt about it. So yeah, let's have a look at that. Okay, so this was my show in 2016 at the Art Gallery, the same location I'll be doing this show later this year. So why is an opening really important? Well, typically, and certainly for me, it's where you make most of your sales. So you want a nice busy opening. The Isle Gallery do their openings on a Sunday afternoon, which is unusual. Most openings tend to happen in the evening. You can see how my work's presented. There's lots of people around. Most of them are looking at the artwork. That's me there talking to my mum. So yeah, it's important that people are engaging with the artwork, and you'll see there's lots of bustle. I seem to remember those square images at the back wall were really popular. Now you'll see red dots on some of them. Artists love red dots because red dots equal sales. I did quite well in this exhibition. I think there was only 4 I didn't sell, and I'm pretty sure I sold them after the show anyway. I think the gallery was quite pleased with this. They obviously advertised the exhibition well. It was up for a month. And sales were good, visitors were good, hence why I'm doing another exhibition. You can get an idea of the space there. The space hasn't changed that much in 5 years. They do have a lovely movable wall, which is sort of right in the middle of the space in this exhibition, but we can put it where we want, but that's something to think about later on. On the whole, I was reasonably pleased with this exhibition, though again it comes down to it. Do I want to repeat myself and do something similar or something completely different? That's what I've got to work out. Okay, it's Monday at just gone 5 o'clock. I've not long finished teaching for the day. Quite a hard day today. Lots of back-to-back tutorials, lots of things going wrong with technology. But got through it. So now I am going to do some drawing and try and figure out what it is I'm going to do, because I still don't have an idea. Alright, okay, cheers. Okay, with Sunday afternoon being kind of a bust, with getting distracted and not really doing much work, I ended up thinking about the problems I have with this exhibition and deciding what I want to do kind of while I was teaching today. So I decided I would do a drawing, and sometimes this really helps me. I'm very aware that the drawing will have probably nothing to do with the exhibition. I just find drawing as a whole just kind of centers me and allows me to sort of come to some conclusions, a bit like going for a walk, I suppose. So yeah, having thought about it all day, I think I know what I'm going to do for this exhibition, or what I'm going to attempt to do, and it's kind of a hybrid idea, I suppose. I'm going to try and create my own world in which these kind of mad and surreal things that I paint and draw exist in. Largely because I think all the stuff I love about mythology and fantasy and all the books I enjoy reading, like everything from, Stephen King to J.R. Tolkien to George R.R. Martin. I love that kind of stuff, and I love that world building. And so I think I might do this, but rather than in a literary way, I'm going to do it in a visual way. And I think I'm going to hinge it around a bit of a narrative, just to make life a little easier for myself. And I kind of came to this conclusion while I was doing this drawing of this big dirty crow in a shirt and tie, just fed up with the world. And often I find doing these kind of angry drawings does sort of generate ideas. So even though the drawing has nothing to do with it, my brain is running 10 million miles an hour while I'm coming up with these ideas. So I feel at least comfortable with it, but I am going to sleep on it and see how I feel in the morning, because like I said, today was a very long day. Okay, enjoy the rest of the drawing, and I will come back tomorrow to see how I feel about this idea and whether it's what I'm going to go ahead with. Okay, so it's Tuesday lunchtime. I'm on my lunch break. Thought I'd film this really quick in between classes. I still feel pretty good about the idea that I want to pursue, the world building / narrative thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend the rest of the week preparing some research, looking into various writers and artists that I think might be useful. Hopefully you enjoyed this first sort of journal entry. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time when I will begin sort of trying to figure out the narrative and drawing down some ideas, maybe some characters, maybe some locations. Who knows? But I'll see you next time anyway. Take it easy.